My profession doesn't have much of a routine. These videos are letting me have a little bit of one. The day starts with a bit of a walk in search of the best coffee shop and an opportunity to think about what to talk about. And I thought maybe about VAR, because VAR has abandoned grace, black or white. And that's the VAR that we want. No grace. If the referee has seen it, they don't get involved, and only if he's made a huge mistake. And Padu's sending off is one that you can argue, but it's the exception to the rule. VAR, we want it like this, but that doesn't feel a whole video, does it? So what I'm thinking of is continuing the conversation we were having about Harry Kane, now that City has made that offer for him, and I'll tell you a couple of things about it. I saw a couple of stats in the Times yesterday that are very telling. One, that Harry Kane has had 6 touches in the opposite box, which is not enough for a centre forward. And also that since March 2019, England have played 14 games against teams that are top 50 in the FIFA ranking. In those 14 games, they scored 19 goals, and none of them is from Harry Kane. What's going on? Well, I take you back to the conversation we were having yesterday about the mind and where the mind of Harry Kane could be. I exchanged notes with some sports psychologists, and I got one in particular I want to read to you. He's asked me to remain anonymous, but I think it will give you an impression of what Harry Kane is going through. It says, it's a great test of a player like Kane to go from a well-rehearsed set of pictures on the field, Spurs shade, sun running of him, to a new under-rehearsed set of pictures with a new cast of players doing unexpected things. Making a blended team at international level is very difficult. All-star team versus team of all-stars. And Harry Kane has to adjust and work harder to find a way to make his game for England successful. Gareth Southgate has said already that Harry Kane will play, and of course he will, and of course he has to say that to build confidence to the player. That's the first thing to say. Second thing, he's mentally strong. Many teammates of his says that when things are difficult, and all strikers go through a period of difficulty, his solution, or his answer, is to train harder, to shoot more on goal, to spend longer time in training. Mentally, he's certainly strong. But changing the dynamic is very, very difficult. And 2 dynamics are clear here. That when he's at Spurs, he knows what he has to do. He can play with his eyes closed. And he's the main reference of the team. He receives the ball, waits for something to happen, and then delivers the ball or finalizes the chance himself. In England, it's more like, if you like, City. In fact, he's surrounded by Foden and Sterling, who of course play for City. And they have in their mind a different map, a more collective map. They are looking for associations, they are looking for movements, they are looking for everybody to react the same way. And at City, they haven't had a reference from the moment that Kun Agüero got injured and Gabriel Jesus wasn't fulfilling the expectations, especially after the game against Chelsea in January in Stamford Bridge that City won. Pep Guardiola decided to play with no number 9, but that was a solution for the moment. He wants a number 9, but he has to be a number 9 that understands the roles that are around him. So he's gonna have to change. Pep Guardiola, who really wants Harry Kane. The offer of 100 million is real. They will increase it. Spurs won't accept any offer. That's what they're saying right now, and that's what we stay in terms of the negotiations. But if Pep Guardiola gets his man, gets Harry Kane, why does he want him? Because he feels that a goal scorer will help City to win easier, especially in Europe, will convert the chances that they had, and they create so many chances. It's just that Harry Kane thinks differently. As I say, he has been educated himself and the coaches for him to be the main reference, and he won't be needed to drop deep and link up. He won't be needed to for so many balls to go through him. Would Harry Kane adapt? Well, England is a test. He has been asked to change his game. He has been asked to be less important, to be more important. This happened actually to Michael Jordan, now that I think of it. Manager Phil Jackson asked Jordan to give the ball away to be bigger, but Michael Jordan thought that if he actually takes all the shots, that's how he will help the team. Well, he reduces ego, he reduces area of influence for the team to become better. And of course, the Chicago Bulls won the NBA 5 times with him. That's what's required of Harry Kane, but he's got to do it now. Let's see if he can do it while in this tournament, because if he does, it'll be a good sign for Manchester City if eventually they get him.